Boats, boats and more pleasure boats. That's the scene round Britain's coastline today. With overcrowded roads and beaches, everyone, it seems, wants to get afloat during the summer. Nearly 1 million people in these islands are now bitten with the boating bug, a sport or pastime that's growing more rapidly in Britain than any other. Boating or yachting is not only for millionaires nowadays. Boats can cost £40,000 or more, but they can also be bought for as little as £400 to £500, about the same price as a small family saloon car. And once afloat, especially when help is needed, the size or price of your boat means nothing. For many people, a boat is a weekend cottage, with the added attraction of being able to move it. Cooking space in the galley, with gas stove and sink, and good accommodation, have become more and more important over the last few years, as this sport has changed from an essentially man's game to a family pastime. The result is that every year in Britain, 10% more pleasure boats are taking to the water. They all have to be moored or parked somewhere. And already rivers and harbours within 100 miles of London are pretty well full to capacity. The problem now is not so much to find a boat, but to find somewhere to keep it. On the Solent, Britain's most popular yachting centre, overcrowded harbours often have to be closed to visiting boats. Mile upon mile of the Hamble River has tiers of boats moored alongside each other between piles, so saving valuable parking space. This increased production of boats has been mainly due to the use of new boat building techniques, particularly glass fibre construction, over the last 10 years. Boats which would take 3 months to build by traditional methods are now being turned out by this glass fibre boat building yard in Kent in 2 weeks. A glass fibre hull and deck, bonded together to form one unit, means no leaks and little maintenance for the owner. At the last International Boat Show in London, 55% of the boats exhibited were made of glass fibre. One of the smallest glass fibre sailing cruisers built in Britain is this little 16-footer, which costs just under £400. Her cabin has 2 full-length berths, a toilet, and space for a 2-burner cooking stove. A boat at the other end of the scale is this British-built 53-footer, the largest production glass fibre sailing yacht in the world. Costing £36,000, it's the first of 5 to be built for an American company, which will use these boats for charter work in the West Indies. Accommodating 10 people in 4 separate cabins, this luxuriously fitted yacht has central heating, air conditioning, showers, and enormous deep freeze plants. Fine British-built yachts, big and small, are now rolling off the assembly lines. But little is being done in Britain about mooring facilities for them. At many boating centres around the coast, launching the dinghy to get out to a moored yacht can be a major and mucky business. Some owners, like 26-year-old Mick Brunning of Southend, use an inflatable rubber dinghy, which will stow in the boot of a car, to get their families afloat at the weekend. Other people determined to get afloat trail small boats all the way to the coast. But then the problem is to find a suitable launching place. This problem of mooring and launching facilities for pleasure boats around Britain has been known to the boating industry for years. And the answer has always been the marina, a specially built yacht harbour with all facilities such as shops, where boats remain afloat alongside stages at all states of tide. This marina at Chichester, the largest in Britain, will hold more than 600 boats. Getting on or off a boat is easy, with everything at hand: fresh water, a club, restaurant, showers and toilets. There's also a fuel jetty, a yard for maintenance and repairs to boats, and a launching ramp. Watching over the whole project is the harbour master, who allocates berths to visiting boats and makes sure that craft get in and out of the harbour with a minimum of delay. Of course, to keep a boat in such a marina costs about twice as much as on a river mooring. But to most owners who want to get the maximum amount of fun out of their boats, this extra expense is acceptable. In the whole of Britain today, there are no more than about a dozen marinas. There are plans and finance for a further 50, but most of these are bogged down in legal battles over development. One boatyard on the Hamble River has overcome this mooring problem by parking the boats out of the water. It's managed by Peter Twiss, famous as a test pilot. Here, boats are hauled out and parked on their trailers and then launched again when their owners next want them. There are hundreds of miles of fine sailing waters around the coasts of Britain, and an industry that's geared up to produce more and more pleasure craft, for export and for the home market. But without the proper facilities to moor boats, this popular family pastime of getting afloat at weekends is in danger of strangling itself. It's a situation that could easily have been foreseen. Everyone is agreed that marinas are the answer, until it comes to where they're to be built, and then local objections fly thick and fast. There's a real danger that the mooring problem, like the car parking problem, could get completely out of hand.